And so, to begin, I would like to share, especially since we have someone new in our session today, wanting to welcome you into our Sangha and share that this space, this Monday mindfulness space, is inspired by the teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh is a Zen Buddhist master who founded a tradition called the Order of Interbeing. He is one of Cynthia Jore's main teachers. Cynthia Jores is the founder of our Sangha, of our global mandala, and regularly we have been receiving the Dharma talks and we have been led by Elizabeth Christine. However, she is in the process of becoming a grandmother. Her granddaughter was born a little bit over a month ago, and so I've been stepping in for her in a way, as I have been in the past been kind of her wing woman, her co-facilitator in this space. And so I wanted to name this because it has been a transition that I would like to acknowledge, as it's been a time of recognizing the places where I feel I would like to grow into, to better honor these teachings and to better honor our Sangha, and to recognize that to be a teacher within these practice spaces is a whole path in and of itself, and that truthfully, I am a student. I am an aspiring student, sharing these teachings. However, I am not a teacher, and I am not a master or a dharmacharya, far from, obviously, but just wanting to make this absolutely clear. And so, this being said, we will be continuing today following the inspirations from the Dharma talks that Elizabeth offered in the weeks and months prior to me stepping forward. Invitations to walk the middle way, invitations to cultivate a heart that can bear it all, especially in these times of polarization, of great despair and suffering upon earth, welcoming an embodiment of what does it mean in our own direct personal experience to dedicate ourselves to embodying awakened awareness on the path of healing and service to all beings, and recognizing that the way that we walk our everyday, the way that we listen inwardly, the way that we find ways to de-escalate our natural reactive habits, behavioral habits, is a way of meeting the times, that it carries impact beyond our capacity to conceive, and yet we too reap the benefits of finding ways to more skillfully not struggle as we are more used to. And so, continuing from this inspiration, I received a Dharma talk from Liza Jane a while ago, titled "The Different Faces of Love." This was a Dharma talk offered by Thich Nhat Hanh in 2002. The commentary or the subtitle of this talk is titled "Teachings on the Dimension of Action of Avalokitesvara." Avalokitesvara is the Bodhisattva of great compassion. It is said that he and she, because they have no exact gender, they are this manifestation of the appropriate response to suffering, and recognizing that we are all walking in these various forms of embodiment, both man and woman, can attend to compassion in this best of a way possible when we are listening, when we are opening ourselves to slow down and be present with what is without trying to change it. And so Avalokitesvara is also said to have 1,000 arms, and in each arm, on each hand, there is an eye. And so the section that I wish to share today is titled The Eye of Understanding. Thich Nhat Hanh says, "The 10,000 arms of the Bodhisattva are needed because love can express itself in many forms with many kinds of instruments. That is why every arm is holding a different instrument. But if you look closer, you see that in each hand there is an eye. The eye signifies the eye in each hand of each arm of Avalokitesvara signifies these various ways that love can express itself with various tools in each hand. As the eye signifies the presence of understanding. Very often, by loving someone, we make that person suffer because our love is not made with understanding. The other person may be your son, your daughter, or your partner. If you don't understand the suffering, the difficulty, the deep aspiration of that person, it is not possible for you to love him or her. And so this has been one of the greatest teachings, learnings, especially of these past few years, as both in my personal life and within the Gaya Mandala. There has been an invitation to recognize the difference between intention and impact. Sometimes we might carry good intention, going into a conversation, entering a community, moving towards an aspiration, and yet our intention is not always accompanied by a level of understanding that then results actually into harm at the worst and varying levels of discomfort. And so I find that one of the most humbling and we could say truthful ways of loving in the exploration and in the integration of understanding the difference between intention and impact is apologizing. And so as I was sharing, in the deep aspiration to love from a place that my love does not cause harm, or my idea of love does not cause harm, one of the greatest teachings, the greatest lessons, practice spaces that I found in the most recent time has been this recognition of the difference between intention versus impact. How going into a relationship, into a conversation, into a community, although I might carry the best intentions, without a deep level of understanding, without slowing down enough at times to recognize what is moving through me, and the difference between moving through me and through the space or the person that I wish to relate with, then my impact at the least will create discomfort, and at the worst will create damage. And it's a humbling thing as it goes to recognize that although I might carry the best intentions, especially in times of transition and in times of agitation, as are these times, I will often cause harm. And so, valuing this practice of differentiating, distinguishing between intention versus impact, and the practice of apologizing through a recognition of what has taken place, an acknowledgement of the difference between my intention and the impact that it has had on the person or on the space that I've been in relation with. And then a welcoming of curiosity to more deeply understand how I can shift my action, how I can more deeply understand. And so Thai says, that is why you need an eye for your arm, to really be an instrument of compassion. It is important to check whether your loving has enough understanding and compassion in it. You can ask for help, saying, "Darling, do you think I understand you enough? Do I make you suffer because of my love?" A father should be able to ask his son. A mother should be able to ask her daughter that question. "Daughter, do I make you suffer because of my lack of understanding? Please tell me so that I can love you properly." That is the language of love. If you are sincere, your daughter, your friend, even your teacher will tell you about her suffering. And once you have understood, you will stop doing things that you thought would make her happy, but really make her suffer. Understanding is the substance with which you can fabricate love.